We're back for part 2 of Forgotten Skills. Let's start off with the archers this time. What is that in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it... oh wait, yes, actually it is a bird. Both the ranger and sniper could summon a bird to help them out when they reach their job. The sniper could summon the golden eagle and the ranger could summon a silver hawk. Back then, summoning these birdies would cost you 1 summoning rock though, every time you used the skill. These rocks could only be obtained in large quantities at least by completing a super long questline. I'm talking like 20-30 quests traveling all over the world. It was crazy back then. And after completing this questline, a shop would open and you could buy these items there. And actually what usually happens is once a few people are crazy enough to actually complete it, they would then just go on and sell the summoning rocks and magic rocks you could buy from this shop. Now tell me, would you rather shoot arrows from the sky or erupt them from the ground? Arrow Rain and Arrow Eruption were the main mobbing skills for rangers and snipers that reached third job. And this skill could hit up to 6 monsters at once. If you're looking for more a single target skill, Strafe had you covered. This third job skill would fire 4 arrows at a single enemy for a massive 100% damage of your basic attack at max level. Level 30 skill people, 100% damage of your basic attack. At level 1 this skill did 52% damage per line, meaning that firing to regular attacks would have about the same effect as Strafe if you didn't crit. Like, what the hell? I totally forgot about wind archers in the previous video. They had a skill called Albatross, which would transform them into the legendary hero also named Albatross. Doing so unlocked 2 more skills for them, Wind Piercing and Wind Shot. Wind Piercing was a super strong mob attack, however it only hit for 1 line, and Wind Shot was a single target attack. You know what's boring? Hitting monsters with a sword. You know what's actually way cooler? Shooting lasers from your sword. Michiel used to be sick shooting those lasers from his sword, but alas, it's gone now. However, Michiel wasn't the only one who thought lasers were cool. The mechanic could switch into missile tank mode and shoot lasers as well, doing massive damage and hitting up to 8 monsters. During missile tank mode, Max could only use basic attacks though, and if I remember correctly, I'm not 100% sure though, I think they also couldn't move while they were in this mode. Staying with the pirates, Jets also used to look a lot different 5 years ago. They had skills like Solar Array and Cutting Edge to deal with monsters instead of spamming that full map attack. Did you hear that, by the way? That's getting nerfed actually. Oh, and what about a wave of sharks made of lightning? Nothing was crazy enough for Thunderbreakers. It was one of the best mobbing skills though, with massive range for that time. Plus, let's be honest, it looked actually really cool. So if you would train it together with a Wind Archer and Thunderbreakers, you would basically get like the whole Sharknado movie. What about Airstrike? Bombs away! Airstrike was a full map attack of the Corsair. Instead of summoning the Nautilus, you would summon Gaviota, that's his name, don't blame me, and his friends who would drop bombs on enemies hitting 6 monsters at once. So it was a full screen map attack. I believe it had a very short cooldown of like 5 seconds, however it would only hit 5 monsters. Gaviota also is a third job skill and they would just summon 1 birdie who would drop bombs on 3 enemies and then disappear. And did you know mages had a skill that would stop monsters from using magic attacks? Using the skill Seal would seal up monsters' magic attacks, and this only worked sometimes though, so it had a chance, so you had to spam it, and of course it didn't work on boss monsters. And battle mages used to have a Dark Tornado skill that would pull monsters towards them and deal damage. You couldn't move while using that skill, but it was actually pretty good for modding. And finally, we're back at the Thieves. Are you ready for the craziest low-key skills ever? Like, Thieves had this third job skill called Disorder that would decrease a monster's weapon attack and defense, and to be honest, you never maxed the skill anyway, and I don't even remember using it. It did work on bosses though. So you wanna throw stars, right? Well, have fun maxing out Keen Eyes. This skill would increase your throwing weapon range. So if you didn't level up this skill, Lucky 7 wouldn't even hit a monster that was further than a few pixels away from you. Assassins had a skill called Endure that would allow them to recover HP and MP over time, and at max level this skill would recover a whooping 60 HP and 20 MP every 10 seconds. Hashtag worth. Assassins didn't get any attacking skill in second job except for Drain, which would absorb up to 45% of the damage you dish out. So basically it recovers your HP. That was actually pretty good back then. I mentioned the Chief Bandit a lot in the previous video, but I didn't mention Salterarm. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. The skill was great for covering distance, did a lot of damage to a single target, and had a chance to stun monsters. Plus it had the satisfying sound. And finally, I also want to mention the Nightwalker's Vampire skill. This skill attacked 6 enemies 4 times while also recovering HP as it would also drain, and was just super OP. And this skill was also an Ultimate Explorer skill and was just great for survivability for thieves in general. And that was part 2 of Forgotten Skills. I think I've covered most skills by now. Or have I?